Good morning, and it's Thursday, and it's time to Ask Baldy. Right, let's get on with this very quickly because there's a lot to get through. I think I've got 3 or 4 today. I had a stack from last week, so I'm going to be busy for a while, but keep them coming because they're really interesting. And some of them I may even answer in the email tips as well. I just hope you don't feel shortchanged by that. But I will get around to doing as many as I possibly can. I've even answered a couple in person because they didn't really warrant a video. But anyway, this one is from and I hope I've pronounced the name correctly, someone called Salan Diver, who's up in Passage West, which isn't too far from me. I believe it's around Cork Harbour way. So good morning. And he's also been very, very patient because he asked me this quite a while ago, and I haven't got around to answering it yet. But anyway, his question is this. A question about the chicken and egg situation, where you've got a classified ad site that has to get the interest of both the paying advertisers and interested readers at the same time. Otherwise, it's not effective. And of course, there's no point in encouraging advertisers if there's no traffic there, and traffic won't go there if there are no advertisers. Well, it's also attached a leaflet which I'll look at in a separate video. Well, that's a good question. The first thing is, are you sure about the business you're getting into? Because advertising on the internet, unless you're Google, is notoriously difficult to make work. It's hard. It just doesn't pay very well. Prices have plummeted, and you've really got your work cut out for you. The second thing is you've got to consider what we're in business to do. Some people say we're in business to buy customers and clients. Okay, I prefer to think of it as being a little bit more subtle than that, and we're in the business of investing in customers and clients, because the idea is you put a certain amount of money into marketing, you outlay it, and you get more than you've outlaid back. So you make a profit. It's an investment. If that doesn't work that way, if you're not doing that or you can't measure that, you shouldn't be doing it. So what I'd be inclined to do is to offer the advertising to advertisers, local people, free first. But again, look upon the income that you think you're losing as being part of your investment, and don't just give it away willy-nilly either. Make it difficult for people, or make people qualify to get an ad up there. For instance, you can say, make them fill in a form, maybe interview them. I don't know whether you're doing it for local businesses or what, but interview them if you can. And also tell them you're not just going to have any old rubbish, and because what you're selling is results, not advertising space, which will make you very different from anybody else. And you can say, I'll look at your ad, and if I don't think it's going to make you results, I don't want to take your money, or I won't give you the space because I expect this to be a premium, it's going to be a high quality site, yada, yada, yada. That's the first thing I would do, to be honest. The second thing I would do would be because advertisers are going to come before visitors, really, aren't they? Because the visitors have got to have something to come for. So what you could do is maybe, and I don't know what kind of visitors you're expecting, but you could maybe put other things, articles and stuff of value up there for the kind of visitor you're expecting, which would come ahead of advertisers. Because, I don't know, say I'm local Irish recipes, for instance. If you were to put up a stack of information about local Irish recipes, you could go out to advertisers and say, look, I've got this page on Irish recipes, I get 200 hits a day on it. You sell stuff these kinds of people would be interested in buying, and advertising space on there would be at a premium for you, just as an idea. There was a sandwich shop down in somewhere in the States years ago, which opened, and their marketing strategy was basically to give away free sandwiches to all the lunchtime customers for a week. It, on paper, cost them a lot of money because they weren't taking any money in whatsoever, but what it did, it very rapidly built up a loyal customer base. And you could do something the same. The thing to do is to get your head around the idea is you're not giving away something for free and losing it. You're investing the income that you're not making in getting income further down the line. So I hope that's made sense, and as I say, I'll look at your flyer another time. Okay, so that's that one done. Now, we've got one from somebody called Nick Brighton, and he said, "Hi John," there's no H in my name by the way, Nick, if you don't mind. Mother would not be pleased if she was still alive. "If I offer a low ticket front end product but people don't take action on it, how do I get people to progress through to the back end products at a higher price? A lot of people say, quote, oh, I just create a back end and you'll make some more money, close quote. But the truth is, unless a significant amount of people are consuming your front end stuff and actually getting to the point where they need your back end stuff, then you won't make sales from them. I guess the obvious answer would be to create killer front-end products, but even then, a lot of people just don't do anything to help themselves. Any ideas on this? Yes, I've got quite a few. Now, I could be wrong here, but I get a couple of senses of things that you might be doing wrong. First, I get a kind of sense of you have a feeling of entitlement here, because you seem to me to be making excuses almost. You think you should be able to put a product out there and people will buy it, when really it's the other way around. People want to buy stuff, and you should supply to the demand. Okay, what you want to sell is almost irrelevant. What people want to buy is the most important thing. Now, I'm not having a go at you here, okay? Because reading between the lines, it suggests that you've not actually done anything yet, or you're doing something and it's not working and you're wondering why. And you're thinking, you're blaming the customer. The truth is, if you're not making sales, and this applies to everybody, me included, if you're not making sales, the fault lies squarely with you, because you are not offering what the market wants and needs, okay? You're absolutely correct in saying that most people won't do anything to help themselves. They won't get off their backsides. Yeah, what do you want me to say about that? That's absolutely true. My question to you would be, so why do you care about that? Why are you concentrating and even thinking about those people, maybe the 99% of them, when perhaps the 1% really do want to do something about themselves? The best thing you can do is focus on the ones who will and not the ones who won't. And then just do something. I mean, if you just test something, you'll get a number, maybe a good number, maybe a bad number, but you've got somewhere to start with. And then you can start asking the question, what do people want? What do you want? What do you want from me? What am I not providing that you need? And then provide them more and more and more. The worst thing you could do is go into a market, create a front end and a back end, and then look for someone to buy it. You're much better off creating a front end where you know there's some demand, and there's loads of demand out there for all sorts of things, and then ask them, what do you want? I mean, take my business. A little while ago, I asked you all on my email list, what do you want that you're not getting? What's most important to you? And the answers that came back were how to get new clients and customers, and I prefer to read about how to do it. So obviously, if I'm going to make a back-end product for somebody, or a product at all, it's going to be something that's going to help them get new clients and customers and they can read. It's no more difficult than that, Nick. Have I answered your question? I think I have. Just try something and stop being so bloody negative about it. Right, next. Okay. Rob Dozier says, I saw a coin mailer that you have. How do I get more info on that? Because I got a great idea for giving a guy a gold US dollar coin if he listens to my CD. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, that kind of attention grabber is a fantastic idea, and I think you'll probably do well with it, especially a gold dollar. And it depends on the market as to how well that's going to work. But I think it'll work pretty well almost anywhere. As to my coin mailer, send me a message from the website, because you may already have that, everything I'm giving away on that. Because if you joined my list when I was giving that away as a freebie, you would have downloaded it already. If you've not got that, then I'll send you a link to it if you just email me. If you want more than that, I'm afraid it's time to stick your hand in your pocket and have some personal consultation, because I'm not going to spend time going through, how I do this and that and the other for free for everybody. So there's your answer to that one. Okie dokie. What have we got now? We have got a very quick one from Frida McHugh, who I believe is also fairly local to me. And I did actually answer this one by email yesterday, but it's worth going into a little bit more, because I didn't want her to think I was being awkward or rude in my email. She said, based on your e-help mail today on direct marketing, I'm looking for a company that will send out emails to me. Can you please help? Now, I inquired as to what she meant. Did she mean someone who provides the technology to do it, like Aweber, which obviously they do, or someone to sit down and write them and send them for her? And she came back and said it was the latter. Now, there's a couple of things wrong with that. One, to pay me to do something like that would cost a fortune. When I was doing that kind of thing a few years ago, sales emails, I was charging $120 per email. I was doing 4 a day, and I was in clover. And I wouldn't charge any less these days. That's it. And I wouldn't actually do it, because it drive me nuts after a while. But that's beside the point. If it was making you more than the $120 every time you sent out an email, of course it's going to be worth your while to do it. But Frida, the point is, The point of sending the emails is to develop a relationship with your list, and so they get to know you and they like you and they will buy from you. You need to write that yourself. You will do a better job of it. I mean, the guy I was doing emails for before, he made a lot of money. He would have made more if he had done his own emails and put more of his heart and soul into them. And I'm saying the same to you. You will do better if you do these things yourself, because you will. There's nothing quite so bad for a customer as to be reading emails from you, or ostensibly from you, and they've got a certain tonality, a certain voice, if you like, and then to actually either meet you in person or to receive something you have written and find it's different. There's a cognitive dissonance there, and it's not good. You're much better to write these yourself. And yes, I know it's hard and you don't like to do it and all those kinds of things. Well, that's hard luck. And the more you do it, the better at it you'll get. My friend Aaron said how difficult it was doing all these emails or blogs and things every day. But funnily enough, when he'd done it for about a month, he found how easy it was. What can I say? I wasn't born a writer. I didn't come out of my mother's womb with a pen in my hand. It's something I've learned to do. So write them yourself. You do much better. You do a better job than I would of writing your own emails, reader. And the last one today is from my friend Jordan Kate, who's a dentist over in Canada. And he said, "Dear Bold One," I like that. "We often make use of remnant buys for ads in major newspapers, which is a very smart thing to do. Under these circumstances, we don't always have a lot of control over the exact positioning of our ad within the newspaper. No, you can't have your cake and eat it. Not unless you're a politician, of course, especially an Irish politician. Oh, they're wankers, they are. Anyway, the savings, however, are huge, and we usually are in the first couple of sections. Is it worth spending more than double to ensure that we are positioned nicely on the right-hand side of the page, etc.? Thanks for your time and keep up the great work." Well, how do you expect me to answer that? I don't know. I really don't know. All I would say to you is test it. If you possibly can, send them a message or talk to them and say, "I want to run the same ad in these two different places, in the same paper." Do it and see which one gets the best results. It's as simple as that. Now, you might be saying, "Oh, we've got to run the same two ads or something like that." Well, yeah, you won't. Most people who see one ad won't see the other. Something else you can do if you're concerned about running two identical ads in the same paper is 1 week, say you've got one on page 3, say you've got one random one and one where you want it, just swap them over on alternate days and see which one gets the best results. Because if you have two different ads, say one aimed at men and one aimed at women, you'll find that you don't get much overlap. You'll almost double the response. You probably get about 10% overlap, perhaps something like that. But test it. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer, and I wouldn't even like to guess. I guess I'd say doubling your response is difficult. So I'd be inclined to say you're probably better off working on the ad where it is, and then when you've got it as best as you think you can get it, then maybe test it on the right-hand page. But I'm just blowing wind, really. I mean, I don't know the answer to it, so you may as well test it. So that's Jordan. Oh yeah, and he's got a URL for me to look at about his website. What do I think of it? Well, you can't see it, but if you go to www.dentalimplants123.com, you can see what I'm saying now, and you'll understand my comments. It looks great, and I've made comments on I've actually done a critique of one of Jordan's ads with these same pictures, and the pictures are great. They resonate really well and all the rest of it. But there's a problem with this page in that it has no purpose, Jordan. This page has no call to action. It has no headline. People visiting this, great, they'll look at it, say that's a nice idea, and go. It should have a call to action. You should be giving away something, giving them a reason to come back to you, to give you their details so you can market them by email. I'm not kidding. If you start taking their details and emailing to them, you will increase your sales enormously. Sarah's blog converts at 1% to for cold visitors to this amazing sales page that I wrote. If she gets their details, that goes up to 11.34%, and that's more than an order of magnitude greater. So I can't promise you the same results, but I bet you'll double it or treble it. So you need to be taking their details The other thing is you've got a headline-ish which says transforming lives one smile at a time, and then the subhead is an easy permanent teeth solution for people with failing teeth and stroke or wearing dentures. Well, I would actually swap that around and make your main headline an easy permanent teeth solution, blah, blah, blah. And if you need to say transforming lives one smile at a time, maybe use that as a kind of strap line or something. But I'm not, people don't read that kind of shit. But that would be a good headline, an easy permanent teeth solution for people with failing teeth. But you need to be giving something away. You certainly need to be collecting their details. I think I maybe said that to you in your ad. Okay, so back to the emails, and I think there's one more. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Right, we're all done. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's been useful. Any comments, please leave them below, and I shall see you very, very, very soon. Probably on Monday. Bye-bye.